Have you ever wondered how can you build your direct sales business fast with the right communication? I am here to share exactly how you can in today's video. We'll see you inside. Hi there. My name is Ingafay, and I am a confidence coach for female coaches, authors, speakers, and home-based business owners. In today's video, we will first discuss a mode of communication that is easy to do but gives you a slow response. Then we will talk about a mode of communication that is hard for most folks to do but gives you an immediate response. And last but definitely not least, we will talk about the best mode of communication to get you fast results. So now let's talk about what this mode of communication is that is easy to do, but is slow, gives you a slow response. Now, most people, when they first start a direct sales business, don't want to talk to people. So what does that mean? They are more prone to do the type of communication that I'm about to describe now, which is called one-way communication. Why is it one-way communication? Because you are sending out a message of some sort, maybe via a text, an email, or even a social media message, and you're waiting for the person to respond back to you. So it's not an immediate response. It's really easy to do if you're if you have a chicken list and you don't want to talk to those people. This is normally what people will do with that chicken list. They'll send a text, they'll send an email, they'll send a social media post and say, well, I contacted them. In actuality, yeah, they did. But they're not going to get an immediate response most of the time when that happens. It's going to be rather slow. A conversation that could take you 5 minutes in our next mode of communication will probably take you typically 5 days in this one if you don't do it right. So I wanted to make sure that I shared that with you so you would know. This is called level 1 communication, and it would be a text, an email, or social media post or social media message. The next level, still within this mode of communication that is easy but doesn't give you a direct response, would be level 2 communication. And this level 2 communication is a landing page, a video, or a website. And why do I call it this? Still a level 1. It's a little bit better than a text or a email or even a social media post, because when you're watching a video, you're kind of getting to know the person. When you're doing that, you see their personality. When you're doing a landing page, it's going to invoke some kind of emotion in the person, which is going to cause them to act. So it's going to resonate with that person, and that's why they're acting. So it's a little bit different mode of a higher level of communication because of that, because you're invoking some emotion, but it's still a level is a level 2 communication, but still a one-way communication. And if you want to do your best to move your communication up so you can get a faster response, because you're still waiting for somebody to respond. So just remember, things that are easy to do may cause your reaction to be slower, which is going to cause you to build your business slower because you're waiting for the response. Before I move on to the next level of communication that can be hard for some, but does give you an immediate result, I wanted to remind you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We upload a video every Thursday for your viewing pleasure, and we don't want you to miss a beat. So be sure to click that subscribe button. So now let's talk about the next level of communication. This is normally hard for a novice to do. I'm not even just a novice. I'll just say some people in direct sales in general. And I call it telephone tell a woman. This is one of the slogans that I got from one of my mentors. And the reason that it's hard, because most people don't want to pick up the phone. You hear that all the time when it comes to direct sales. The phone weighs 50 pounds and people don't want to pick it up. And it's really because we're very concerned about what the other person is thinking of us or how we're going to be perceived. And that is why this mode of communication is hard for some, but some of us face our fear and do it anyway, and we get a faster response because we do that. And why is it a faster response? Because when we're on the phone with somebody, they're going to actually respond. We're going to ask the question, we're going to get a response back. It's not going to be like a text message and you or a social media message where you're asking a question and then you have to wait for the person to see it, then for them to think about it and then answer your question. This is going to be more immediate. You ask the question, they think about it, they give you an answer. So you get a better response and you really know where you stand. So if they're not interested, you can move on quickly. You don't have to wait that 5-day period to hear them say no. And then in addition to that, if it's a yes, you can move on quickly and do the next step, whatever that next step is in your process. So this is what I call level 3 communication, telephone, telewoman. Then the next mode of communication, which is even better than the telephone, is video call. And why the video call is better than the telephone is because you actually can see the person. You can see their mannerisms. You can even see their mood when they are on the phone with you. You can see their facial expressions. You can feel their energy even across the screen. So it's a better means of communicating because you can actually physically see them more than just hear them. So in the video call, you can see them and hear them and see their mannerisms and their visual cues and all of that. When you're on the phone, you only can just hear them. You don't know, you can't see their eyes. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't even know if they're really paying attention to you when you're on the phone, outside of you just them responding back to you. So you get more internal cues about the person's interests, their mood, or even their personality when you're facing them across the screen. So this is hard to do, but immediate response. Now, I'm curious, and I'm sure many of you have probably indulged in this. Between the two, telephone or video call, which one do you prefer? I know it's a lot of people that prefer the telephone because they feel like on a video call they have to look a certain way. So comment below and let us know which way what you prefer to do when it comes to interacting with your prospective clients and prospects and even team members. Share that with us. So now we're going to talk about the best way that I believe is to make a real connection and really build your business fast. And the best way that I believe for you to do this is in person. In person has become a thing of the past, especially in lieu of what we've been going through for the last 2.5 years. A lot of people have gone to the more virtual setting because of that. And I think if you are thousands of miles away, like if you're talking to someone across the country, I think a video call would probably be the best means of communication. And we always need to keep that in mind. What is the best means for communication in lieu of the situation that we're in? If we're talking to someone that lives thousands of miles away from us, a video call would be definitely the best thing to do. However, if you have somebody that's local to you and is able to meet with you, it would be in your best interest to meet with them in person, where you can really build that connection, because now you have nonverbal cues that you can pick up on. You can physically see the person. It's amazing how on the screen we only see somebody from the chest up, so we don't know how tall they are, we don't know how short they are. Not that that matters, but we have a better sense of who the person is when we meet them in person. We can actually touch them. We can hug them. We can really connect with them when we are in person. And because of that, the connection is so much better. It helps you really develop that relationship. And regardless if it's a client, a team member, or even a client, you want to develop that relationship, because that's going to, again, grow your business that much faster. So be thinking about those kind of things and be cognizant of those things when it comes to interacting with those folks that are that you are building your business with. Because if you want to have more connection, you want to be having more type of face-to-face type of connections. It's similar to dating. I mean, can you imagine? And I'm sure many people did this over the last couple of years, is, just talking to somebody on Zoom, but you really connect with somebody when you talk to them in person. And then the best, absolutely best way that you can really build that connection and develop that relationship, girlfriend, is to meet somebody in person over a meal. Again, similar to dating. Think about when you go out on a date. That's why we go out on a date, because we want to interact with that person. We want to meet them and get to know them. And we learn so much more about the person when we're sharing a meal with them. What they like, what they don't like, how they interact with the waiter, and all of that kind of thing comes into play when you actually are in person and meeting with someone over a meal, because you're really able to connect. So those are the 6 modes of communication. And what you want to do is you want to use the best one for the particular situation. Now, like I said, I gave you 6 and I told you that in person is the best. But like I've already said, that if for whatever reason in person is not an option for you, then go to the next best thing when it comes to interacting with that person that you are connecting with. So if you're talking to somebody over in the UK and you're in the United States, of course, you're going to do a video call more so than send them an email, because you're going to really be able to connect with them more via a video call. Or if you are doing a presentation and you have somebody on a video call, you don't want to downgrade the connection by saying, "Oh, I can send you a video," because you got them on the call. So why not watch the video with them so you can see their response and maybe see their eyes light up, or they look down, or they're not paying attention to the video. All of those things are so important. Those visual cues that we get just from interacting with people, when we actually can see them and see how they're relating to what we're showing them. You want to make sure that you're doing that so you can get those cues on exactly what's happening. So I wanted to share with you, I had the opportunity to facilitate a summit that had some 6 and figures experts that really gave us their know-how on exactly how they built their business that big. One in particular was a 50-year-old veteran in the network marketing space. His name is Tom Schreeder. And I wanted to make sure that you guys had access to his information, because he always talks about how to use the right words to really build your business big, and even rejection free. That's one of his slogans that he uses. If you are interested in finding out more on how to build your business the right way with the right words, I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you would get the Expert Trilogy that is a part that came from that summit that I did. And he is part of the trilogy of the experts that I share with you. So if you're interested in that Expert Trilogy, by all means, click the link below so you can actually get access to Tom's interview, because it was phenomenal. You will be dazed, glazed, and amazed by the things that he shares with you, so you can have the right words and make the right connections and build your direct sales business fast. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.